Hey everyone, welcome back to T-Facts, where we dive into the latest and greatest in entertainment news. Today, we have 3 unique stories that you won't want to miss. First up, did Survivor host Jeff Probst make a major mistake during the immunity challenge of season 48? Tensions were high as contestants battled it out, and Probst's slip caused quite the stir. We'll break down what happened and how it shaped the game going forward. Next, we're heading to Tribal Council, where Survivor 48 contestant David Kinne created a memorable moment that had fans buzzing. His dramatic stand-up during a vote left everyone in stitches, including his former alliance mate, Mary Zheng. We've got all the reactions from the cast and viewers that you need to see. Lastly, let's shift gears to streaming. Get ready for Netflix's upcoming drama series, The Survivor's Asterisk, based on the best-selling novel by Jane Harper. We'll explore the plot, cast, and what makes this show one to watch when it premieres on June 6, 2025. So, whether you're a die-hard Survivor fan or just looking for your next binge watch, stay tuned as we break down these exciting stories. Let's dive deeper into our first story about Jeff Probst and his recent blunder during the immunity challenge in Survivor Season 48. It all went down on May 7, 2025, when Jeff, the longtime host of Survivor, accidentally announced the wrong winner during a crucial moment of the competition. The challenge required contestants to build a block bridge while spelling out the word unforgettable. As the contestants raced against each other, it appeared that Joe Hunter had successfully completed his puzzle. In a moment of excitement, Jeff declared, "Joe wins!" However, within seconds, he noticed a critical error. The blocks Joe had positioned were not facing the right way, which meant the puzzle didn't match on both sides as required. Jeff quickly corrected himself, stating, "No, I'm wrong, your puzzle's wrong. Camilla's puzzle's right. Camilla wins individual immunity." The tension was palpable as the audience and contestants processed the sudden turn of events. Jeff addressed Joe directly, apologizing for the mistake and explained the reason for the error, emphasizing, "It's that last piece that you put in is flipped on the wrong way. It should be on the black side so everything matches." The hosts meticulously monitor the players during these challenges, but in this instance, a small detail slipped through the cracks, leading to a moment of confusion. Camilla Carthageu was ultimately crowned the rightful winner and given immunity, celebrating with a sushi feast alongside her chosen allies, Mitch and Eva. However, this twist left Joe vulnerable heading into Tribal Council, despite his previous victories. As the game continued, strategy began to shift. Mary Zheng, among others, attempted to rally votes against Joe, aiming to take him out of the game. Surprisingly, their plan backfired, and after much deliberation, the votes flipped, ultimately keeping Joe safe and intensifying the competitive atmosphere as the season progressed. This incident highlights not only the intensity of the competition, but also the high stakes and unpredictability that make Survivor so exhilarating. Fans are left wondering how this will impact the dynamics as the game unfolds. Now, let's move on to our second story, which brings us to an unforgettable moment at Tribal Council involving David Kinne from Survivor 48. During the episode that aired on May 7, 2025, tensions were high as the votes were read, leading to the shocking elimination of Mary Zheng. What happened next, however, turned the evening into a memorable spectacle. As the final tally was announced, David dramatically stood up from his seat on the jury bench, hands clasped in front of him, and a solemn expression on his face. It was a moment that Mary described as both heart-wrenching and hilarious. "I wanted to cry out of sadness when I got voted out," she shared, "and I did not expect that I would be crying out of King laughter at David standing up." Mary didn't even notice the moment during the episode as it unfolded, only hearing about it afterward. When she finally watched it back, she noted how surreal it was to see David rise as if he were mourning her departure, stating, "I love David so much. That was hilarious. David has always been, he's got a lot of heart." And in that moment, he was feeling it. The jury members had their own reactions as well. Star Toomey, sitting behind David, struggled to contain her laughter at David's theatrics. She later took to social media, humorously urging someone to tell this man to sit TF down, remarking on how difficult it was to hold back her amusement during such a serious moment. Cedric McFadden, who was next to David on the jury, described the eerie silence that fell over the tribal council when David stood up. "When you're filming Survivor, there's no background music," he explained. "So, when something like this happens at Tribal, it's full, echoing silence, just your fellow castmate standing." The moment quickly became a talking point not just among the contestants, but also with fans online. Memes flooded social media, and reactions poured in, praising David's unexpected display as a highlight of the season. One viewer tweeted, "This is the biggest move of the season. How is David standing the biggest move of the season?" As the evening progressed, David's moment stood out among an already intense episode, showcasing not only his eccentric personality, but also the unique dynamics that make Survivor a thrilling experience to watch. The question now is, what will this mean for David's game strategy moving forward? Will he continue to be a memorable character in this season's journey? Finally, let's turn our attention to the world of streaming with an exciting announcement about Netflix's upcoming drama series, The Survivor's Asterisk. Based on the best-selling novel by Jane Harper, this highly anticipated series is set to premiere on June 6, 2025, and it's already generating a buzz among fans of gripping storytelling. Set in the stunning landscape of Tasmania, The Survivor's Asterisk follows the story of Kieran Elliott, a man who returns home 15 years after a devastating storm claimed the lives of 3 people he held dear, including a young girl who went missing. Upon his return, Kieran is thrust back into a world filled with lingering grief and unresolved secrets when a new tragedy strikes. A young woman's body is discovered at the seaside. This shocking revelation forces the tight-knit community to confront their haunting past as the investigation unfolds. The series promises to delve deep into emotional themes, exploring how tragedy can bind a community together while also exposing the fractures within it. The cast features an impressive lineup, with Charlie Vickers taking on the role of Kieran Elliott. Alongside him are Yaron Ha-Azmiya, Robin Malcolm as Verity Elliott, and Damien Garvey as Brian Elliott, among others. With Tony Ayers as an executive producer and a talented team of writers and directors, the series aims to deliver a powerful narrative that resonates with audiences. As we gear up for its release, fans are already speculating about how the show will adapt the source material and what twists might await viewers. With its mix of mystery, emotional depth, and stunning cinematography, The Survivors could easily become the next must-watch series. So mark your calendars for June 6, 2025, because this is one show you won't want to miss. Whether you're a fan of thrillers or simply looking for great new content to binge, The Survivor's Asterisk promises to deliver an unforgettable viewing experience.